Last week, President Obama talked about an all-of-the-above energy strategy, just like he did in the State of the Union message, and just like Republicans have talked about for years now. That strategy of find more, use less, invest in the future is, in fact, the blueprint we ought to be following. And I'd like to see President Obama really do what he says he'd do when he talks about all of the above energy. But no matter what he does now, it won't really change his failed record on energy policy. In the 3 years since the president took office, gas prices have now doubled. They were $1.85 when he became president at the national average. They're more than twice that now. And all other utility prices have had to watch carefully with all the EPA mandates and things that make the utility bill higher, just like the bill at the gas pump. And while the president's campaigning to get his job back, Americans are suffering at the gas pump and in the job market. The shortest way to more American jobs is more American energy. We all know that. And the shortest way to get more money in the pockets of American families is a utility bill and a gas pump bill that they can afford. The administration's hostility to increased American energy has done nothing to help people in Missouri or anywhere else in the country that are struggling to fill their gas tanks, that are working hard to pay their electric bill. In fact, when somebody these days drives up to a gas pump and they put $10 in the car, it's not because they want to come back 2.5 gallons or 3 gallons later. It's because that's all they can put in that car right then. The president's rejection of the Keystone Pipeline, if there was ever a shovel-ready project, that was it. The estimate is 20,000 American jobs that no taxpayer would pay for, no tax dollar would pay for. And then at the end of that pipeline, access to oil in our gas refineries from our most affordable, secure trading partner, our North American neighbors in Canada. But instead, the president wants to double down on policies of betting hard-earned taxpayer money on high-risk industries like Solyndra, and there are going to be a lot of them, places where the marketplace wouldn't make a business work, and the Obama administration decided they'd just let the American taxpayers see if they couldn't make something work that no other investor wanted to be for. Recent price volatility also demonstrates how vulnerable we are to different prices of different types of gasoline, specialized fuels, something that I've worked on for a long time, what they call boutique fuels. And under current regulations, the EPA and the Clean Air Act went forward convincing communities that there was a unique fuel that was right just exactly for them. And what happens when you do that is you change gas from a commodity into a specialty item, and that affects everybody. It affects people because this mandate often leads to needless and unexpected gas hikes because there's a low inventory of the gas you need, or the gas that's being delivered to St. Louis, which by the way is different than the gas that goes to Kansas City or anywhere in between, is filling the pipeline. And until that unique fuel gets through the pipeline, nothing else can happen. There's so many common sense things we do. It doesn't mean we wouldn't have clean air in St. Louis or Kansas City or Boston or Los Angeles or anywhere else. It just means there aren't 100 blends that are just a perfect blend for 100 cities. There might be a dozen blends, but the more you decommoditize gas, the higher that gas gets, the harder it is to get. What we need is a comprehensive energy strategy that encourages more domestic production while utilizing all forms of American energy. I'm for all of the above, so we can jumpstart private sector job creation and really see economic growth happen in the country. If the president really wants to support all the above energy approach, he needs to stop blocking and delaying domestic energy production on public lands of oil shale and gas shale. He needs to enable all available resources of energy we have here in the United States and in North America, starting with the Keystone Pipeline. We need more energy security. We have to stop being dependent on other economies, and particularly economies in countries who don't like us very well. I stand ready to work with the president and my colleagues in the Senate on both sides of the aisle to support the responsible development of more American energy. in order to create more private sector jobs, bring down prices at the pump, and position America for greater energy independence now and in the future, and to help American jobs and American families. We need to hear from you. Let's do the right thing for our future by working for energy policies that make sense for America.